Hey, I'm Jonas. And I'm Alexei. We're the founders of AutoTab, the first AI agent that you onboard, not integrate. For the past 6 months, we've helped companies like DoorDash scale work that previously required humans, running years of continuous computer use. And today we're excited to announce AutoTab 1.0, the app that lets anyone teach a computer to do their repetitive task. Here's how it works. To teach AutoTab, I start by explaining my task and showing it a few examples, just like I would for someone I hired on Upwork if I'm recording a video message. Hey, AutoTab. I have a bunch of e-commerce websites, and I'm doing some market research to find out what payment options they offer. Usually, you need to add an item to the cart to get to checkout. So you can just add whatever you find first to checkout. And then we're looking for the payment options here. So this one already has 4 payment options here, actually 5. Shop Pay, PayPal, Amazon, Google, and Venmo. So that's already interesting, but they probably have more. So here you can feel free to use my email address and then just make up a name here and put in any address. They'll usually be suggestions. So remember these 5, those are already part of our payment options that we're going to note down. And then sure, that shipping is fine. Great. So here are the rest of the payment options. There's credit card, PayPal, Shop Pay, and Affirm. So that plus the express options we saw at the beginning would be the correct answer for this one. So I have a list of a whole bunch of these in a CSV. I'll give you that. It would be great if you do the same thing for all of those. So after recording this walkthrough explaining the task and some of the nuances, AutoTab goes off and watches the video. Depending on its understanding of the task after it's done that, it may choose to ask some questions with follow-ups, or it can just go off and start running the task right away. The next phase is it learning from feedback. So it will run a few. I can hop in with questions. It may ask me questions as it learns and builds out a deeper understanding and learns to handle edge cases. We've found that most tasks are more complicated than they might seem on the surface. And so that's really important for it to have that handoff phase where it's learning with supervision. So in this case, it asked a few questions. Just credit card is fine. I actually don't care about the types of credit card. And then new column is great. Perfect. So with that feedback, it's going to go off and update its understanding and make a plan here. And we'll just cut that. That can take a second. We'll cut to when it's done making a plan. Great. So now you can see AutoTabs come back and the plan is populated here. So I have this CSV file ready here. I can just drag it in and AutoTab will start off. You can see now it's using the browser on the right-hand side, the same browser that I used to show it the task earlier. AutoTab's in charge now. And so in addition to using that browser, much like you or I would, it also has access to some AI model superpowers under the hood. So right now it's loading in the CSV file using a code tool. That's one of the things that today's models are really, really good at and helps them manage data, which is really important for a task of this length. I just dropped in a CSV, I think, with 200 or so rows, but we've seen people run these with tens or even hundreds of thousands of rows that they're having AutoTab go and process. And so it's really important to have that scaffolding and be able to stay on track. And so you can see here, this is a new site, hasn't seen before, and it's going through and has learned kind of all of the details of the task as I explained it to it, written its own instructions that it's following, has visual memories that it associates with the tasks, and is going and finding the information I asked it to find. This looks like a very popular suitcase, and so they're sold out. Let's see if AutoTab can find one that's not sold out, so it can get to checkout here. Oof, that one also sold out. Even the bronze. minutes. So it said it was done with that one. And you can see now, if I switch to the data tab, it noted down credit card, PayPal, Google Pay for the first one. So that worked great. I might have AutoTab run through a few more of these, double check its work. There are video recordings of everything AutoTab does. So async feedback is kind of the next phase. It can run 10 of them. I check in after the fact and give any feedback where it's required.
Okay, so that was pretty cool, but it did seem to go like a little slowly. Maybe that would have taken 3 to 4 hours to run, which would be fine if it was running in the background. But if you have a time constraint, it'd be great if it could run faster. So with AutoTab, you don't just have to run one of these. You can actually run an entire fleet.
Here's what that looks like. So if I click Cloud Run and pull in the data I want to run it for, I can just select how many instances I want to run in parallel. Today, let's run 20 of these. I think that should get the task done in 10, 20 minutes, something like that. And I can just kick this off. And so what this will do is split up the task so that each of these individual AutoTabs that are part of this fleet has their own subtask, and they go off, work on it in parallel, and then achieve kind of completion of the task overall 20 times faster than one AutoTab would working on it for that amount of time.
Yeah, let's refresh the runs so we can see them pop in a little faster as they're loading.
Cool. So all 20 are now up and running. And for these cloud runs, we have full control over them. So you can see the data as it's coming in, and there's a video feed of the task. But you can actually also just take remote control. So I can go in here, I can pause it, I can change things. I'm in full control. This is really useful. You mentioned the hive mind earlier. If I give one of these 20 AutoTabs in the fleet feedback, they'll all learn from it. And in fact, the next time I kick things off, that'll also have learned from that feedback. And so that's really powerful as you hit potentially additional edge cases, that there's 20 of these running, but they all share a collective knowledge base.
So they end up getting, like, especially for a bigger run, they're getting smarter and smarter as they go through the task.
Exactly. That's AutoTab.
That's AutoTab. Thanks for watching.
Cancel.
I should have said thanks for